Hi again, everybody. Okay, this is day 2 of my little rain tracking, storm tracking series. My little feed bin has got water in it. Now, we got less rain so far today than we got yesterday at this time, so um, it's not as drastic or dramatic. Something I did yesterday off camera was I took the stainless steel grate out of the hole because it keeps filling up with water when it plugs because it flows too slowly. And since I knew I was going to have several days of rain, and this particle board desk here, to my shock and awe, hasn't completely collapsed yet, but as you notice, it's starting to get squishy, and it's going to collapse eventually if I keep leaving it wet. So I just decided I'd go ahead and pull that drain grate off because it's not really helping anything. All the babies are in here, generally dryish, and so they're pretty much just kind of camping out, staying out of the rain. You can hear the frogs maybe, and the creek. Mr. O'Malley, he's in, but he's only in to the point he wants to be in. The grass is growing, which is very exciting for me because I know that grass loves rain. And so I don't know that we'll see very much difference, but I guess the strawberry plants like it a lot. They're growing nice, pretty fruit over here. Oh, it's just a leaf. So there's fruit over here. It doesn't, I mean, since it gets watered by hand anyhow, it doesn't matter if it gets rained on. It's gonna still do its best. So, no massive signs of flooding because, again, we got arguably less water so far today than we got last time yesterday. I don't. Hopefully that'll come out and not die. There's that little wild kitty. Meow. There's a little feral cat right there. It's not for sure which direction to go. So there's his tail. There's his head. And there it goes. Yeah. So, yeah, little old feral cat. It lives in this general vicinity. No idea. I say it's a feral cat. I don't know if it's genuinely feral or if it's just kind of wildish. It's under the little blue truck now. It doesn't like me. Not enough to come up to me. So now that said, there's been a feral cat here. The thing was psychotic and thought it loved me, all except for the time it went and tried to bite a chunk out of my hand. Looks like the wind got up under my tarp, so it's a good thing I got out here because I don't want a bunch of leaves and trash blowing into my sand and putting a bunch of organics in my sand. So I'm glad I got out here when I did and checked this. I didn't, I guess, check this enough last time I was over here, and it happened to have enough looseness or something to. I'm going to put a little bit of this material here on the edge of that to help hold it down. And I'll get all in and put a cement block down here. That way, that should hold it down for most of the wind. There, that ought to work. That should keep the leaves and debris out of my sand. I like to have my sand and gravel fairly clean when I go and process this stuff, because it gives me a better, stronger concrete mix. Let's go over here again and see if the gentian has changed any overnight. The little cocoons over there are still growing. Now, I can't say as the gentian is multiplied massively in size, but it is growing, so that's good. So just in the overall, again, it didn't rain as heavy today. Who knows what it'll do tomorrow. We'll go look and see if anything filled back up in the shop. Actually, the water that we saw in the shop yesterday, even since that point in time, that actually subsided all the way down, even without a drain tile. So not only did it not get all the way up to the top like it had in the past, it didn't stay up for days, but went down in a couple hours. So it really did improve the drainage. This little turnout, when they modified it unintentionally, they kind of made it not flow as well. It's starting to silt up already. Oh well. I don't want it to silt up because then it'll run back over here and start going where I don't want it to, into the shop, which is what we were about to go look at, was how much has gotten into the shop. I'll have to go in there and redig that. They messed it up with it. Oh look, our first iris today. One little white iris. Let's see how close we can get. And I don't think I'd pointed out the creeping phlox last time I was over here. Or if I did, I don't remember. But we've got phlox. And part of what I ever do out here is look at flowers. That's just the kind of person I am. But the phlox from yesterday already seems to have done its thing. I don't know, there used to be just swarms of phlox over here. They're not so much. I don't know if the nutrient balance messed up or not. But we got us one lonely little white iris. A couple of flags coming up there and over here and here. So it'll be a cluster of white irises for a couple days, and then there'll be other ones that pop up soon thereafter. And I see some flags out that way, I think. If I'm looking at it right, I see a few flags on the wild blues. They're kind of the normal iris that everybody always sees. Now let's go over here. You can see my garden plot full of water. Not much. It's not real bad today. This bunch of apple blossoms here going along and hopefully make a bunch of apples, and then hopefully we can harvest a few before the varmints do. The Rabinia over here look pretty happy. And of course a few of the paper whites or jonquils are still up. They haven't completely finished blooming. And the dogwoods are out, and the red buds and the wild cherries are starting to open up pretty good. We might get close enough to a wild cherry somewhere that we can actually get a direct shot at it. I don't know. Yes, I think we can over here. I think I've got one that's got, well, if not today, then pretty soon. Yeah, there's some flowers open up on the wild cherry, close enough to get a close up. Yeah, there we go. So they'll open up for a day or two. and they'll either pollinate or not. Again, I don't know if the rain helps pollinate them or if they need bugs. Don't know. See if we can look down here and see how much standing water is in this lower creek area, bottom field, without having to wade down there in it. So I'm not terribly impressed that I want to go wade around in knee-deep water. Well, at this moment, it does not look like it is flooded, the downstairs, which is good. I'd rather it not. All that does is tear up the soil and tear up the field more, so thankfully there's no standing water downstairs. A little teeny puddle that doesn't count to nothing. We'll go as far down here as my bottom of my driveway where a lot of washout does, and then come back and look at the see if the building took on any more water or not. Or it surely did. It's just a question of how much, and if it was enough to be more than yesterday, probably not. So again, this is just drainage that I'm trying to have go the other direction. There's a squirrel over there. There used to be a lot of squirrels around here, but they're not. There's more of that orange stuff, an orange fungus. A lot of it. I don't know what it's called, but a big old clump of it there. I don't know what it does to the tree, but it's there. Looks like we either have a maple or a sweet gum. I'll try to keep an eye on that. If it's a maple, I definitely want it. If it's a maple, it's a sugar maple. If it's a sweet gum, it's still not a bad tree to have. It's got medicinal values. You can see water rushing down through there. I'm trying to divert the water upstairs so it avoids coming this far. The whole reason that this road is so hard to maintain is because of the fact that it's got water coming down it that should be going somewhere else. Now, admittedly, I made this road where there wasn't one, and part of the reason it's hard to maintain is because it's a road. E-road, pun intended, copyrighted. But anyhow, this right here is just the soft, muddy material that erodes. It's actually part of the ore vein, and because it's so soft and squishy, even though they put some base rock in here, if you look down the length of it, you see how it's got that ripple in the middle? That's just because it's just squishing out plastically. It's a really soft, squishy clay, and it makes a mess. Wherever we have that, it usually ends up being. So this base rock was put in here specifically because of that, but they didn't put in enough to get all the whole area. This is the same as our, pretty sure, yeah, this is our buggy quartz, just really drained and eroded out. It's how it forms with sulfides in the quartz, and then the sulfides weather out and leaves just the hollow quartz, almost like a form of pumice. That branch finally came down. It was hanging up there for a long time. So now I'll have to drag it over, cut it in small pieces, and drag it over here. Thankfully, nothing was there that could get hurt, although it could have done further damage to that hood, which I backed into, unfortunately. Have to figure out how to fix. I'll do that eventually, if I live long enough. So I'll take that broken branch and put over with these. So, our last little thing, and then we'll call that it for this video. Get in here and see how much water, if any, is poking up above the dry surface. I say dry, it's obviously soggy wet. Okay, well that's good. it didn't fill up enough to, that's good. I'm very pleased with that. You can still see the ledge from where it eroded down the other day. I gotta go and dig all this back out and fill it in with fill and with a drain tile, and that'll take quite a bit of gravel. The idea being is to make this a porous substructure like a French drain. When that day comes, it'll go all the way to that wall and out to that that drain right there, that 4-inch. I'll have to remove that probably, or unless it's a T. If it's a T, I'll dig down in the area below it. If it's a T, I'll dig down below it and find the T intersection, so it's capped or whatever. We'll see. But either way, if it isn't a T, I'll put one in there. YT, whatever you want to call it. So that's going to be it for this report. We'll try again tomorrow, see what happens.